The recent protests in Kenya have raised important questions about the media's responsibility in reporting on sensitive and volatile situations. How do we balance the need to inform the public with the risk of escalating tensions or even putting journalists' lives in danger? Now we delve into the most critical aspect of reporting on conflict and how journalists can ensure that they're doing it responsibly. To discuss this, we're joined by William Oloo, Secretary General, Congress of African Journalists. We're also joined from Nairobi, Kenya, and Kandani Ngwira, a freelance journalist. He joins us from Blantyre, Malawi. Hello. Okay, so I'm being told that we only have William at the moment. Hello. Kandani, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, so now let's begin, Kandani. What do you believe are the most important ethical considerations, when reporting on conflict, and how do you incorporate these considerations into your work?
Well, I think the most important thing when you are reporting on conflict zones where there are a lot of emotions, I think it's important for journalists to do a background research so that you know the reason why there is this conflict. That will help the right sources to get the right information. That way, you will also make sure that you avoid reporting controversial issues that can flare emotions, that can probably escalate the conflict. So you have to understand that you are also dealing with the victims. You are dealing with people that are going through pain. You are dealing with people that are going through emotions. So these are some of the things that you need to consider when you are reporting on conflict, that you are dealing with people or a situation that is very emotional and very volatile, so that anything that you do can also affect the people that are involved in the work.
All right. Now, Kandani, speaking professionally, can you, give us an example of a time when you had to navigate a particularly challenging ethical dilemma, while reporting on a conflict? How did you handle it? How did you go about it?
Okay, so I'll give you a recent example. We, as you know, here in Malawi, we had a situation where there was a plane crash that involved the vice president. Now, people were looking for information because the plane had crashed in a forest and nobody knew where it was. So there was a search. And now I was reporting on the ground with a team from Al Jazeera. So what transpired was that as soon as the plane was found, sensitive pictures started circulating. So you are in a situation where people are looking for information. At the same time, you have a decision to make whether to use such pictures or not. So that's one thing that came to us, that we had to make a decision whether to use those sensitive pictures or not. And because it was a funeral, we knew that there were relatives, we knew that there were people that were crying for their beloved, that were had lost their beloved one. So we had to make sure that we avoid using pictures that were going to affect the victims, the relatives, the people that were close to the bereaved family.
Well, absolutely, Kandani. It's very important, that journalists are able to balance objectivity, with the need to, tell a compelling story when reporting a conflict. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, Kandani, how important is it for the media to verify the accuracy of information and also sources when reporting on conflict, particularly in situations where access is limited, or sources may be biased?
Yeah, I think it's very important because we are now in a situation where there's a lot of misinformation on social media. So it's very important that journalists should do their homework properly. They should make sure that information is well verified because what happens is that in a conflict zone, there are always interest groups. There are groups that have their own personal interests that are different from the truth that has to be reported. So in that situation, you find that on social media, there are all kinds of information which attract a lot of attention. But as journalists, you have to make sure that you stick to the truth. You have to make sure that information that you are giving to the general public is well verified and that it is a reflection of what is obtaining on the ground.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kandani, for speaking to us on this. Thank you.
You're welcome.